We have new developments for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet regarding Paradox forms, and basically the entire Pokedex at this point, so let's take a look. Alright, so this video is going to be pretty much all about forms in Scarlet and Violet, kind of the new forms we're going to be seeing, new Pokemon, Pokedex, new Pokemon, all that good stuff. So Centro reports on the list of the different versions of Pokemon that we're going to see, Paradox forms being the primary ones. In terms of regional forms, we know about Wooper already. People are calling him Pooper. He's already been confirmed. Tauros apparently getting 3 versions of a regional form that's scattered throughout the Paldea region and has a different typing. We know of new evolutions, Wooper getting a new evolution, Giraffare getting a new evolution that's been leaked, Primeape apparently getting a ghost and fighting evolution based on his Pokedex entry. We've got Dunsparce apparently getting an evolution, but don't get too excited because apparently it looks like a bigger Dunsparce. And then Bisharp, which still remains to be seen what that's going to turn into. Then you've got your Paradox Pokemon. Those are split out between past Paradox Pokemon and future Paradox Pokemon, depending on the game you play. Koraidon and Miraidon are considered Paradox Pokemon, and as we've discussed, some of them are actually going to be pushed to the DLC. Jigglypuff, which we've seen, is apparently a past Paradox Pokemon. Amoonguss, another one. Volcarona actually getting one for both past and future. Salamence is apparently the past Pokemon for Scarlet. Donphan apparently getting one for past and future. Misdreavus getting one. Now remember, these Pokemon do not evolve apparently. They are single on their own, but I guess they're very, very strong. There's a code name Mag, which we're waiting to hear more about. And then Suicune, which is apparently pushed to DLC. It wasn't going to be part of the main game. For future Pokemon, we've got Delibird. Gallade, which apparently is like a fusion of Gallade and Gardevoir. Volcarona, again, as I had mentioned. Tyranitar, the pseudo-legendary. Donphan. Hariyama, of course, as a future Pokemon. Chicken, which some people are, it's a translation thing, so we're not really sure what that is. The speculation is it could be Goodra, just as Mag could be Magneton. And then Virizion, another one that's potentially pushed to DLC. As per our video yesterday, the Riddler had indicated that there is going to be 3 pseudo-legendaries receiving Paradox Pokemon forms. On this sheet, we only have 2. We have Salamence and Tyranitar. So we're waiting to see what that 3rd pseudo-legendary is going to be. Is it Mag? Is it Chicken? That's where Goodra would come in, and that's kind of why people are speculating that Goodra potentially getting a future form. We do have information that indicates from leakers that Goodra's new Hisuian form is in the game, so we'll have to wait and see. In terms of what we're calling convergent species, you've got these Pokemon that kind of have new forms that aren't really regional forms, but they're not really, they're a little different. Diglett apparently gets like a water eel form, which we've talked about on the channel, and then Tentacool getting a mushroom form. It crawls onto land, becomes a mushroom Pokemon, and that's the dealio there. So this will keep you guys caught up kind of on what we're looking at right now for the Pokedex forms. I'm going to do a full Pokedex breakdown this coming week with everything we know, but we actually have some new information today from the leakers, as it seems like every single day we get something new. Riddler KHU goes on to post Minecraft and Ganon, and there were some translations from the lovely Pokisutami, and we're looking at this, and it basically kind of pulls together to give us the information of rock and salt. So trying to figure out what that means, but there has been talks of there being a salt-based Pokemon, and we're trying to figure out kind of what that ultimately is. So again, there's a couple tweets back and forth from Pokisutami and the Riddler, all this other stuff. And then there was an independent situation where the Riddler had posted a word called Karukan, and they talked about some different sciencey stuff, trying to figure out what it is. And the conclusion of that is it could be in reference to something called Fleur de Sal, which is the flower of salt in French. It's also the flower of salt in Portuguese and Spanish. And it's a salt that forms a thin, delicate crust on the surface of seawater as it evaporates. It's been collected since ancient times. It was traditionally used as purgative and salve. It is now used as a finishing salt to flavor and garnish food. The name comes from the flower-like patterns of the crystals in the salt crust. And what's interesting here is it's uncertain as to what this, if this is all related to one Pokemon, if it's all related to one line, or if it's related to multiple different Pokemon. But what we do know is that one of the first images that was leaked of this game was actually this one here, which is this like purple flower with this poison skull on its head. We now have reason to believe that the poison skull on its head is actually the Terastal phenomenon. So this particular Pokemon, whatever it is using the poison type Terastal form. And it's terastalizing into that type. But it seems as though that this is actually related to the Salt Pokemon, and it could very much so be based on the Fleur de Sal, which is what we kind of just discussed. So, a couple things to note there. I think that that's worthwhile. I think we have a little bit more insight as to what this Pokemon actually is. It is seemingly a Pokemon, and now I think, now that we know what the Terastal mechanic is and all that kind of stuff, it does make a little bit more sense, I would say. By the way, if you missed yesterday's video, I am doing a sweet giveaway. I'm giving away a Nintendo Switch right now and a holographic copy of Sonicore, which is for my game Alestrals, which is launching on Kickstarter in November. It's very simple. If you want to enter, simply check out the Gleam link in the description below. Check out Alestrals on social media. We've got some amazing creatures, and we're building something really special that you guys can be a part of. So check it out. Enter for free. You just got to check us out on like Twitter and stuff. It's really easy. Takes like less than 2 minutes, and you'll have a chance to win a Nintendo Switch and a holographic Sonicore card, which is this guy's dope. It's actually a Batmanticore for my game. I love this guy. So thanks so much for everybody who's been following Alestrals, and don't forget to enter the giveaway. Riddler then comes out to say, checkpoint. We have already mentioned 38 plus 16 lines now. Only a few left. This is crazy, bro. We're mid-August right now. We have 97-ish, 96-ish days until the launch of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Chances are it's gonna leak at least, it's already leaked. It's gonna probably like full on leak about 2 weeks prior. So you're looking at about 75 days until we really get everything for this game. Like really get like images, everything, right? About 75 days until we get everything. And they're saying that 38 plus 16 lines, which are the Paradox lines, only a few left. He says, I'm gonna break them all down when they are revealed. All in all, there's 45 lines, 5 cross-gen evolutions, and 16 Paradox, not counting form lines, like the Bulls. So 38 of them includes 5 cross-gen evos. So this is interesting. The Bulls are counting separate, 16 Paradox forms, 45 different lines, 5 cross-gen evos, and that kind of aligns very much so with what we discussed earlier, right? The Primeape, Wooper, Girafarig, Dunsparce, Bisharp being the cross-gen evos, so on and so forth. So it's pretty wild. Like I said, I think now this week coming up, we're gonna do a really good Pokedex breakdown, kind of cover everything that's been revealed up to this point. Centro reports on that Salt Pokemon relating to flowers. We talked about that. We talked about the Fire Warrior being in Scarlet, the Fire Blade being in Violet. We talked about that yesterday. So just a reminder on those two things. There's an update on the Plasma Frog. We had some rumors about the Plasma Frog a few weeks back, and now it comes back that there's a new Plasma Electric Frog. It stands on 2 legs. So again, something that we had talked about previously, but more confirmation regarding this new Pokemon. There's no diving in the game, so while we'll be able to utilize Koraidon and Raidon to kind of traverse the region, there's not going to be any opportunity to dive underwater, at least at this point in the game. That could be a DLC thing, but I wouldn't get too excited about it. And then there's apparently a new way to battle related to wild Pokemon, but the leaker has decided to not give any more details. Could that be more along the lines of Legends Arceus, where it's a seamless transition? I don't know. Maybe it's still a feature in progress. I don't know. But a new way to battle against wild Pokemon could be very interesting. We know that you can't battle with the legendaries until the end of the game. You get to use them to traverse the region, but you don't get to battle with them until later. But what could be the new way to battle? Let me know if you guys have any ideas in the comment section below. And then the last thing, and I'm pretty sure this is just a joke. I'm pretty sure it's a joke. But the Riddler KHU says the 3rd legendary just got leaked, comma, sis. And it looks like a Stuffle or a Beware riding on like a bicycle. Basically, it is a bicycle, kind of comes around the corner here. Listen, obviously this is from like the anime. It's obviously a joke, but is it possible that there's like a bear type of riding 3rd legendary that is what ultimately created the Terrestrial phenomenon, which we talked about yesterday's video, where the eyes on the Terrestrial crystal is indeed apparently related to the 3rd legendary. So this last part here, don't take too much. I don't think this is anything of substance. I think the Riddler's just messing around, but I gotta mention it because, you know, who knows? This could be the first kind of idea or hint at what this 3rd legendary could actually be. I don't think it has anything to do with Beware and Stuffle, but I just thought I'd throw it out there because it's on the internet. So there you go. Don't forget to enter our giveaway for the Switch and the Sonicore Alestral Holo card. Let me know your thoughts on everything, the battle mechanics and everything else with the Pokedex, and keep an eye out for that Pokedex update video later this week. Make sure you guys like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And my name is Dan, I also go by A-Drive, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.